So I promise this will be short compared to the other videos. I'm gonna try and keep it like 10 minutes. But I've been thinking a lot about um, Kyle, and not the way that maybe you think or perceive that I'm thinking about him. Um, it's been kind of an up and down day for me. I just got back from the gym and my hair's all messy. You can still see the kind of like sweat line. Changed my shirt just because I don't like the smell of the musk. Um, but yeah, I've been thinking a lot about what happened, why things happened the way they were, and I kind of came up with the conclusion that I was I was very hopeful regarding the situations. Um, I always assumed that I knew he would run away when things got tough, but I always expected him to come back. And it was an expectation. It wasn't the man that he ever came back. Um, but I expected life to be easy just because I hoped it would be easy. And then, stuff happened. So I think that, the fear of losing him wasn't on my mind. It was not on my mind. And I wonder if he thought he was losing me and if that scares him. If that scared him. I saw him Thursday to talk about the car and we went out to lunch, as I talked about in another video, and um, Monday is when we broke up. Not this Monday, of course. But, and I asked him, do you have any doubts? And he's like, yeah, I had doubts Monday too. I'm like, wow. That was kind of just like it was kind of just, and I think if he made up his mind, if I think he really knew that he was going to break up with me, he would have done it before Mother's Day. I really think he would have done that, unless he was, just so angry that he wanted to get me at a vulnerable time, you know. So, you know, I I accept the fact that he's moving to Idaho. I don't want to stop him. I don't want to keep him away from his family. I don't want to try to keep him away. I don't want to do anything that he'll view as a mind game. That's the most difficult thing for me right now. Is that anything I tell him, anything I do, anything I write, he just assumes that I'm playing with him, and that's I don't want that. I don't want him to assume that I'm playing. Should I assume that he's using me just to keep the car around? Just being nice? No, I'm not going to. I won't assume that. So I think it's unfair for him to assume that I'm playing mind games with him. Because you don't want to play mind games to win someone back, only to have that fake. And I don't want a fake commitment, fake loyalty. I don't want anything fake. I want something raw, um, real. I want something unpredictable. And Kyle was certainly unpredictable. Um, it was, he was. Um, Sometimes it was amazing when he was unpredictable, and sometimes it was just really difficult. Especially, maybe I would say something that he disagreed with, or we were both incredibly stubborn as well. We would argue about college. He wanted to go to a trade school. I told him, that's really a waste of time. I remember that argument too. Oh Lord. And then he read about it. He apologized, and I said, look, it's okay. It shouldn't have even gotten to that point. But that's okay. Relationships have lots of bumps. At least the ones worth it. They have lots of bumps. And me and Kyle, we didn't have bumps. We didn't have bumps. We didn't have speed bumps. We had concrete boundaries, like the ones they set up in Long Beach for the big race that they have. Like those big. We had those in our path. Um, and I think, looking back, yeah, we could have changed things, but there's no point at this time to say, oh, well, I wish I would have done. I still wish, I could have given him his birthday surprise, and I still have his gifts wrapped. I That's the lame part. Um, Another lame part for me is thinking about him in Idaho, and he's just not going to have any part of my life anymore. It's really going to suck. Um, and I said, I asked him at the dealership, hopefully you still consider me a friend. He's like, yeah, you know. I know, yeah, I know. I know. I don't think it's super easy for him. I think maybe the people around him are trying to make it easy right now, which is fine, you know. Um, the thing about the people in my circle, I don't want them to bullshit me. Um, if they think something's a bad decision, I want them to say it. They definitely had their doubts about Kyle. Some of them, they were dead on about certain issues. Some of them, they were really wrong. And I'm perfectly fine chastising them and saying, look, no, you're not going to talk about him that way, or, I made it very clear. Um, yeah, did I let my frustrations out telling other people about things? Yeah. Am I sure that he complained about me too? Yeah. It happens, and that's fine. That's how we release stress. I really wish I could just have like 10 minutes of him, of the Kyle that I used to know, because I feel like he's kind of all over the place. Um, and just say, look, look, I would go ahead and go to Idaho. Go ahead, which I'm fine with. But I want to prove to you what you mean to me. And doing that, I really want to try, and see if we can have what we had. Now, by doing that, I would get my own apartment in Idaho. I would get my own job. I would have my own place. I would have my own college classes, etc. So it's essentially my life. And, we don't have to spend, we're not committed at that point. We would just be, dating maybe, um, just so we can get back to the roots of what we had. I think the issue with what we had was things kind of happened too quick, and big things happened in between, and it caused a lot of chaos. And we were never really upfront and honest with each other. Um, I have certainly done things to him that I haven't told, that I haven't said, that he would find despicable of me, and he has done things to me that I don't know of that I'd find despicable of him. We were never upfront with each other. I tried to be as much as I can, but if the other person doesn't give you feedback, you can't really do anything. Um, but yeah, I would of course want permission. Um, I've been really kind of offhands with this whole thing, I haven't sent him texts, I haven't, I would say, look, Kyle, what I'm just going to pretend the camera's Kyle, which is a kind of cuckoo, with all my bad hair and my sweaty red face and my shave, which was yesterday. I would just say, look, Kyle, what I had with you I think was special and unique. I think we both have to understand that we went through a lot of stuff, but I'm willing to try the hardest that I can to reignite the spark that we had, the chemistry that we had, the love that we had, the desire, the drive, the passion that we had. But just give me that chance, that clean slate. You know, moving to Idaho, I think would prove to him, at least that step, prove to him that I'm willing and I'm different and I'm trying. He knows I don't like Idaho, um, but I never really liked the idea of Oregon either, just because we never went to Oregon. Um, so I felt like, we were jumping boat there, which is fine. Um, but I just want that clean slate. I want that that complete just let go of everything, which I have with him, because the amount of shit that we could throw at each other it would stink up a city. You know, it's just, if I would never go after one of my exes, ever. He's the only person I've ever done this for. And maybe he thinks that what we had was just stupid. And I really don't think, because if you're gonna play the I'm young card, you're stupid, that just makes you look foolish. It doesn't make me look foolish. It just makes him look foolish. So I really hope he doesn't play the I'm young card, you know. And like I said, I'm fine with living my own life in Idaho and just seeing where things go. But I don't want to just surprise. You know, this is something we need to talk about. He needs to know that it's an option. And I feel really awkward and really uncomfortable just ever trying to bring it up. You know, um, it's you know, I'd be leaving my family behind. You know, my grandpa, my best friend Jill, my sister, that she's getting her own house too, which is extremely exciting for me. I gave her a little money to help. My father, nothing special there. But I just want the chance, the opportunity, and I just want us to listen to each other. You know, us, not have the other people, not think about other people, not think about what other people think. You know, my sister was very gentle in the beginning. Kevin, on the other hand, who's a neighbor friend of mine, he was very cold regarding it. You know, he was like, he's young, and I just hated thinking that because Kyle really had a different aura about him. And I didn't tell any of these people about cheating or the infidelity or talking. I haven't told them because I don't want them to view their opinion. So it hurts me when Kyle is probably telling people I was emotionally abusive, which I accept. Okay, I completely accept. And I'm not going around telling people, well, he cheated on me. Here's the proof. It's kind of like, it makes me look like I was the sole person that kind of hurt us. And that's kind of unfair to me. And I'll take that burden. I'll take that pain. Um, I just want that clean slate. I'm not going to say chance anymore. I just want that clean slate. I want that opportunity to say, look, I will, if you really, you know, I'm willing to go to Idaho. I'm willing to, you know, work on myself, and, you know, maybe we can work on what we had before everything went to shit. You know, we had, looking back, we had a lot more amazing times, a lot more things that we shared than bad times. I just think the bad times happened all in a short period and all very quickly. Um, and I think, you know, what made it work before was good time, good time, good time, bad time, good time, good time, good time. This time was bad time, bad time, bad time, bad time. Eat my spiced water. I said eat, not drink. Just water. Calm down. But yeah, I just want that little clean slate. Just want to know that, I want that clean slate. I want to know that, maybe he's just not interested anymore. That sucks. Because, that would just make everything, the time that we had, just pointless. I'm going through this, I dropped off the car paperwork Friday to go through the lemon law, and, you know, that's just another hassle for me right now. And it's not cheap. This is not cheap for me. It'd be cheaper just to take the car, to have the car towed. But I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this to prove, to show that, look, you know, I'm different. I think I'm different doing this, putting my emotions on the internets. And I want to keep showing him that I'm changing. I'm better. I still have, a radiation treatment to go through, and then maybe it'll be all clear a week after. I'm very optimistic about that. I'm very hopeful. I'm trying to smile every day. It's hard sometimes. Of course it is, because I feel like I'm doing this alone now. Well, before, I knew I was doing the treatments alone, but if I was sad or something, when I'd go to bed, it was kind of like a relieving feeling that at least I have someone there. And now I don't. I have two cats, two crazy cats. It's difficult. I just want that clean slate. I want him to believe that I would do my own thing and try and work on us at the same time. I'm not expecting him to put the ring back on his finger or start saying I love you, or I don't want that, nor do I expect that. I just want something new, if that makes sense. You know? I One thing I'll take back from the relationship is maybe putting too much of my emotions into him. Um, or not, maybe not even showing enough emotion towards him. I think he was very frightened that I was going to leave him. Um, I was certainly frightened that he was seeing other people, and that was, of course, justified. Um, but, there's no point. Why am I doing this? I am doing this because I just want to tell myself that I'm willing to go to a state that really has nothing for me except for the boy I extremely care about and his family. Or the young man now. Boy sounds more romantic though, doesn't it? Yeah, boy. Well, he wouldn't like that, so I just say young man then. So yeah, I just want that clean slate, that clean opportunity, the understanding that I would go be my own independent person, work on myself, get better, and then maybe see if we can work things through. Because I think that what makes relationships stronger is the amount of shit you go through. It really is. I keep thinking about other people coming into my life during that time, and would they stay? Would they walk away? And I think he needs to do the same thing with his life. Would someone stay in his life if he changed cars every month or asked them for money? It would someone stay in that situation, or would someone stay, when infidelity? And for me, would someone stay if I shut down all the time? That's the thing. We stayed. Of course, not recently, but that's just because turning 18, graduation, parents are moving. All these things added up, and maybe I'll be man enough to say, Kyle, I want a clean slate, and maybe he'll be man enough to say yeah or no. You know, I'm not scared to be angry. I'm just scared of that no, because I realize all the mistakes I've made, and I don't want something so precious to me, something that means so much to my family and friends too, just to walk away. His father always, when he would talk about me, Kyle would always say that he would always say, just leave me. And his mom was always the one trying, I guess, to trying to defend. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. And that was very familiar with my circle too. Oh, just leave him. He's running away now. He'll run away later. Oh, he's just like, he's probably just like his father. Yada yada blah blah blah. But then, you know, talking my experience with gay couples too, when I was 18, 19, they would just leave each other over the most insignificant things when they had the most perfect chemistry together and the spark that was the old spark that was still there. And I just don't want to lose that with Kyle. We both, when we were having lunch, we both said it still feels like the same thing, but totally different. And that shows something. That completely shows something right there. And I want to be the charming romantic that I was in the beginning. He can't deny that I wasn't definitely romantic. I would write him notes, letters, give him flowers, surprise him. And that's what I want to do. Not because I think I have to, but because I want to. I just want that clean slate. And I'm willing to go to Idaho. I'm willing to get an apartment. I'm willing to get a job in Idaho. Just for the chance to prove it to him. It's not a mind game to say I'm willing to move. It's not a mind game to say I'm willing to go away from my family for you. That's not mind game. That's love. That's truth. That's caring for the other person. That's trying. And life isn't about fun. Fun happens in life. Life is about challenge. Life is about, suffering and how to fight those challenges. Because it's the choices that you make during those challenges that really define you as a person. I constantly wonder how people view me when I'm dead. I don't want the first thing to say was he was cold or heartless or because I'm not. Kyle got to know the love me, the surprise, the charming, the caregiver, and I never mind. I never cared about spending money on him. Um, I care about him. I do. It sucks. Sucks that maybe he doesn't believe me. So I don't know how. I want to say, I'm willing to move to Idaho, get my own place, get my own job, make my own friends, and maybe we can go on a date once in a while and, just see how things can be. And I would want him to think about it because I really, I want him to think about it. And maybe he would have questions for me. Or maybe he would just flat out say no, but I just want him to think about that. I'm not asking to move in with I'm not asking him to move in with me. I'm not asking for a ring on my finger. I'm not. I'm just I want that clean slate of trying because that's what I think we both need. We need that clean slate, that complete whatever you did. I don't want to know what you did. I don't want to, clean. And that's all I can offer. I can give him all the money in the world and it wouldn't repair anything. It wouldn't prove anything to him. Go, oh, money, that's nice, you know. But when he knows that I don't like Idaho, when he knows that the idea of me leaving my grandfather or my best friend or my sister scares the shit out of me, and yet, if he says, yeah, just, we can possibly try something if you prove to me, the thought of that pushes me even further. It makes me want to try harder. And that's all I can offer, to try. Oh, well, I promised 15, it's like 25. Um, so, bottom line, clean slate. Move my own place. He has his own, or his family's place, or whatever. You know, we both work. We date. Maybe we'll go to lunch, go do something in Idaho. I think they have a water park and a gardens. We could both work on ourselves at that point, and maybe we'll learn something new about ourselves. We'll cut the bullshit, and maybe this is just desperation, but I will say it again. I I really think that we had something special, and that all the bad times just ruined it quick. Love him. Eh, okay. I don't know what else to say now. Uh, oh, and Taylor, I broke your phone for a reason. So I know you're probably gonna, you know, give this to him. So I'd like it if you didn't make it easy. But I'll break your phone again, especially when you threaten to hit him with a baseball bat. Yeah. So. Mm-hmm.